What is up, everybody? This is Recap Rewind. I'm JLAG and I'm here with
NBEA.
And this episode is recapping and reviewing Riverdale Season 2, Chapter 22, called
Silent Night, Deadly Night. And don't forget, guys, stick around for the ending because we're going to do our recap roundups and talk about the MVPs of the episode, the best lines, the best moments. And also, we did a poll last night on our Twitter, so we're going to discuss the results from that. Mm-hmm. And also,
finally,
the Pop Socket giveaway. Somebody won it.
So stay tuned for
Stick
the winner.
around to find out who is the winner of the Pop Socket Riverdale themed giveaway.
How exciting.
It's so exciting. It's Christmas.
All right, let's get into the episode, girl.
Okay, so just off the top, real quick.
Tell me how
Did you like the episode? Did you like it?
You know what? I didn't hate it, but I didn't like love it. You know
I didn't. I'm not hating on it, but I'm also not like, oh my god, like mid-season finale, yes, lit. Like
lit,
definitely it was not lit, guys. And maybe maybe it was because they hype it up so much. Like I feel like the episodes where like they don't have hype,
true.
like they're like the best ones. Like last week's was like really, really good.
It's true.
This one was like, oh my god, guys, it's crazy. I'm like, okay, but what was crazy though? Like
there was nothing crazy. I mean, yeah.
Like, if you want to technically talk, like, we find out who the Black Hood is, quote unquote, if that's even him. Ooh. But that's not really like mind-blowingly like great TV to me, in my opinion. Right. But no, there was like a lot of other things too, actually. Yeah, okay. I'm like mentally like remembering everything.
I mean, okay, you know what it was? It's not that the episode sucked or anything. It was more like the pacing of it all. In my opinion, I feel like there were things that were in there that shouldn't have been in there, and there were things that should have had more time but didn't have enough time.
Yes, you're right.
Some amazing couple moments which I think I wanted throughout the entire episode, and we didn't get them till the very end.
Which is okay. Let's.
I don't know. It was. I don't know.
I really want to focus this podcast on more like dissecting it. Like, let's really I have a lot of questions for you at the end. Let's get to that.
All right. So it starts off at Pop's Diner, and it's Christmas time in
Christmas in Riverdale.
So Archie and Fred are doing like Christmas tree, giveaways. No, they're selling Christmas trees on the side.
Yeah.
And they give Pop a tree, and Pop's like, "What a tree!
I've never had a tree." Like, shut up, Pop. You're so extra.
His lines are too like wholesome. I don't like it. And so then Archie sees Jughead, and so he decides to sit down. And they just like talk it out. They're just kind of covering things off. And this is the moment that we always want, I think, when we ever like.
We wanted this last week. We're like, won't they talk to each other?
Can't they just like talk about like their issues with each other and stuff? Like, it doesn't make any sense why they never have those like bromance heart to hearts.
Yeah. So now they finally have that moment. Jughead's like, "Are you guys like good? Like you and Veronica?"
They're like, "No."
He's like, "Nah."
And then he's like, "Are you staying in town?" He's like, "Yeah, we're staying in town. We're gonna go visit my mom, but she's on a couples cruise, or no, a singles cruise." Sorry.
She's so savage.
And it's such a random thing. And then they're like, "Oh, you're gonna go to that Kevin Secret Santa thing?"
Yeah.
And so I had assumed that we're gonna be going to Kevin Keller's place, but it was
not really, because all the friggin' promo pictures were like in the student lounge.
And then Jughead's voiceover continues, and he's like, "It's Christmas and this and this, and the only thing that's like on somebody's mind is the Black Hood or whatever." And then it cuts to the Cooper residence, and Betty wakes up with Polly like shaking her
again, like, another promoed hyped up honestly, sequence.
She goes downstairs in this dream.
Polly's like, "Come through,"
and they're like, "Merry Christmas, Betty," and then she's like, "Mom, Dad, Santa," and then Santa like turns around and it's the Black Hood, and the Black Hood like creepishly,
it was scary for sure,
lurks over the
slowly.
Yeah.
He like glided over.
They were trying to do like a Ring style kind of like
ew.
And so then she wakes up and it's just a dream. And then it cuts to at Cheryl Bombshell. And she's
this poor girl, man. This poor girl.
In her new household.
She's trying so hard to like have a family.
And Nana's back.
Welcome
back, Nana Ro.
We missed you. We were literally the only ones concerned for her, like her well-being.
For her safety.
Like everyone was like freaking out. I'm like, no, but where's Nana? Like, where is she though?
So she's been there, I guess. And so they're all sitting down, and it was actually a really funny moment. She's like, where's Jason's like stocking? And then Penelope's like, well,
I gave up on life.
she's like, we're not having any Christmas presents.
Penelope was so crust.
Oh
my God, I can't handle it. She's like, shut up, Cheryl. Your brother's been dead from time. We ain't gonna have a Christmas. I'm like, oh, this woman's her acting, her lines, it's poor girl. Like, she's just being Debbie the entire time.
So
I can't.
So she's like, Penelope's basically like, we po now, like we can't,
po, we got no money,
and then like Cheryl pulls up this like candy cane that was like sitting on their food like plates. Like she's like, what the hell is?
Because like it was small. Is that what she said?
And not even that, she's like, this is what we're gonna be eating for breakfast.
Yeah, true. Because that was funny. She's like, Mom, what the F is this?
It was really funny. And then Penelope's like, we're
but
poor.
It's a storyline that I really hope like we explore later on in the season.
What, the fact that they're poor?
Not that, but like just their whole side of that story, like Cheryl's side of the story.
True.
Her life.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like she's always just lurking. Like, but why is she lurking?
She is a lurker.
Is there a reason behind it?
That's her.
Can we explore her story a little bit?
Yeah.
Like, I'm down for like that right now.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go.
So then, like, not only does Cheryl have money problems, but Andrew's residents have the money problems.
But his is like Medicare issues of the United States of America.
Hashtag Obamacare.
And I was so lit on this theme. I was like, yes, they did gun violence this season. Yeah. They're doing they're doing Medicare. Medicare. I'm like, yes, the writers are getting it. Health insurance.
Yeah. And it was so funny because he was like 86,000, and then Archie's like, "What, dollars?" I'm like, "What else
obviously,
would it be?" Like,
dumbass.
Of course, it's dollars and
rupees.
So he freaks out, obviously. But I always feel like they always have money issues. Like, didn't they?
I mean, they've been poor from time. Yeah, they've been poor. How about that mommy stop going on her cruises and like give them some money?
Yeah, hello.
Like, she left so fast. BTW.
Yeah.
Like,
she didn't even. She was like, if you want to talk about alimony and stuff, like, this man needs to pay for his.
He just got almost killed, and you just like dip to a cruise.
Damn, Holly Ringwald, you're savage.
So savage.
And then it cuts. So then it cuts to the Pembroke, and like this is like the full out opposite.
Yeah.
Where Veronica's basically like, I got
or
this.
Or is it
this Hermes jacket, this scarf, this, like all these presents for everybody. And even Betty books it. She's like, "Yo, like the Kevin Secret Santa was only like $20. Like, chill."
Yeah, there's always that one person that goes over.
Yeah. It goes over, and then there's always that one person that goes underboard.
Yeah,
and that's Archie Andrews. And so she's like, "Yeah, whatever, I don't care." And so she names them off, and then she was like, "Oh yeah, I also got something for Archie."
For Archie, yeah.
And Betty's like, "Oh, are you guys getting back together?" And she was like, "Didn't you hear? We're still friends." And then Betty's like,
"Oh, okay, that does not work." Yeah,
guys, you can't be friends with your exes. No. Just as an FYI. And so then it cuts to Jughead and FP. Like, once it goes like poor, rich, poor.
What did you think about the dynamic between like FP and Jughead?
I mean, him coming back since that last episode, I forgot how like violently angry he was all the time.
But I feel like Jughead's really annoying, so that's why he's getting angry.
So you're defending the fact that he's being a bitch too?
Yeah, I am. No, but like Jughead was really annoying this episode. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I love Jughead.
Yeah.
But he was so annoying. I'm like, shut up and go to your woman. Like, what are you doing right now? Like, your dad do his work. Like, he's daddy. He's okay.
He's fine.
Just let him be.
I mean, the last time he tried to do this whole Southside Serpent thing, he got into jail. So maybe he's not fine. You know what I mean?
I feel like they just both need like.
They need a mom. They need like a woman mommy. In their lives.
They need Alice.
They need Alice fucking Cooper to get that shit together. I don't know, man. Yeah, Jughead is being a little bit of a whiny bitch. He's like, "What are we gonna do with Penny?" And FP's like,
"Just go to school." He's like, "Just go. It's okay. Problem. Like, I'll worry about it." He's like, "No, but Dad, I already decided this. I'm gonna end it." No, you're not gonna end anything. Like, go to school.
And one of like at that point in time, like Tall Boy comes in with like a bag of random stuff, and then he's like, "What is that? Drugs?"
Yeah.
And
Tall Boy's like, "Shut up."
Yeah. And FP's like, "Go to fucking school. Get out of my
Eat your pancakes and go to school."
Yeah. So then it cuts to the lounge, and they have like the Christmas Secret
Chris
Santa.
Kringle. So I was a little. I'm hating on this episode so hard already.
Do it.
No, but I was really. They hyped it again. They're like, "This is the Chris Kringle." I'm like, "Oh, Kevin's like hosting like a party, like cool." Yeah. He literally had like one line.
Barely,
if that. He had like facial expressions and one freaking line.
It starts off with him being like, and that was my scene. Let's move on to the next person. Like, that's literally what they did.
Yeah.
So yeah, the first person that we see get gift is Veronica.
Yeah.
And she
from
was like
Josie.
From Josie. And it's like, oh hey, a couples massage.
Josie's like, damn, I
She's
messed
like,
up.
So you can go with Betty or you can go with your mom. And then your man,
fucking Reggie, man.
he goes,
so extra.
or I can go with your mom. First of all, that was a funny scene, sure. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, cute.
But also, realistically, where are you getting a couples massage for $20, okay?
Yes.
Josie, are you pulling a 1% right now? Because I'm not okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm like, or if that is a $20 couples massage, do not do that.
Don't go there because that sounds shady AF.
Like happyendings.com. And so then it cuts to the next person that gets it is Betty, her Secret Santa.
I love this moment.
She
love this moment.
Opens it up and it's Archie, and he's like,
well,
being
already she was like, oh, she's like, I know who it is. She's like, the rapping sucks. And then like she giggles to Archie, and then like right then like Veronica like she sees that,
and then it's like a follow focus to like Jughead and Veronica being like,
no, and then I think Archie's like, it's the book that like we got in the thing when we read when we were like 5 years old.
Yeah.
And then it does like the rack focus, and Jughead's like rolling his eyes basically,
and then Veronica's like,
so like definitely there's some like,
I mean, it's
lurking.
It's what we've been talking about from day one. You know, the history between Archie and Betty.
Did you like his gift to her?
I thought it was really thoughtful. Super cheap.
It's like you paid nothing for it.
Paid $0 for it, you cheap ass. I get it, you guys are poor.
No, it was so cute though.
But it was really thoughtful.
It was really cute.
It was cute. I thought it was really nice. Considering what happened last episode with the shirtless reveal and like the across the house like gaze.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he like went into the attic and was like, I need to find this book.
He's like, Dad, we got to the garage right now. No, but it was cute how they really kept it really subtle and
and then Moose comes in at that moment.
Yeah.
And then they're like, hey, Moose. And then Archie like is like
even Kevin doesn't like have a line there.
He doesn't. Yeah. He's like my man. No, he doesn't say anything. And then it cuts to Archie leaving, and Betty stops him in the hallway.
She's like,
hey, he's like, what's going on? What's going on with you?
Fast?
And he's like, I get sad.
He's like,
when
I just can't.
Moose.
So when he said that, I was like, he's like, I just can't. I'm like, oh, like the Veronica thing's really affecting him.
That's what I thought too.
I'm like, damn, he's feeling some type of way.
That's what I thought too.
He's like, I just can't see Moose like that. I'm like, oh.
He's like, okay. He's back to like pure gold heart fucking Archie Andrews.
He's like, Moose, you know, the Black Hood did it. I can't handle it. Like, we have to kill this guy. I'm like, oh, that's what you care about?
Like, that's what you're worried about.
Okay.
Oh, okay. And Betty's like, no, me too. I'm getting like crazy dreams.
She's like, I'm having anxiety dreams. I'm like, you have anxiety everything. Your whole life is anxiety.
So she's like, I feel like I see him everywhere. And then she like sees down the hallway, and it's like the janitor, the new janitor.
With like a beard.
Because Mr. Svensson is like missing. So she goes up to the new janitor and she's like, who are you? What's your name? And he's like, I'm just like a sub. He's been gone for like a couple of days. And so then they go to the office and they're like, where the hell is Mr. Svensson?
Yeah.
And the woman is like, oh, well, he's been calling in sick this whole week. I brought him chicken soup. He sounded really gross on the phone. So something's going down, obviously.
So here's my next point, real quick. Mm-hmm. This is what I don't like. This is what I don't like about like the whole breakdown of this plot, right? The janitor was introduced to us two episodes ago when he interrupts Josie. Why are we just hearing about this guy like right now? Like, why didn't we get like I get it. Like, I guess you guys are writing a complete season, but like, can't you throw in his character like in the first episode here? Yeah. Like, just like throw him around so that we know he exists.
The jolly creepy one, like,
or like the jolly creepy one. Like, there's a little bit of an investment in him somehow, you know. Like now I'm just like, oh, okay. Like this guy was like, I only saw him like last week. Like why do I care about him now?
You introduced him in the Halloween episode. I already thought he was sketchy.
Yeah.
He's been sketchy from time.
He's been sketchy.
I thought that he was a Black Hood from time. Like. Oh, come on. Like, the fact that... Anyway, whatever.
Like, the fact that we're wasting time on this, like, again.
Yeah.
You know?
I was like, okay.
And then we have, like, Kris Kringle where, like, it's so hype. Like, Kevin did a party. Like, Kevin doesn't even have a line.
Yeah.
Like, it just doesn't feel...
And that's what I'm trying to say is, like, this episode, I feel like they focused on the wrong things, but they were trying to, like, hype you up for everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then they're like, we need to investigate because something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Like maybe like the Black Hood went after him.
The woman's like, I left him soup, so like he might be there.
Yeah. So then it cuts to Jughead and Betty, and before like Jughead goes to school because I guess he doesn't have class today or something. I don't know. He said it was a half day, and then like he left early anyways. He didn't even go to Southside
that school
at all.
sucks.
Honestly. So he's like, I got you a gift to Betty, like in the, I guess it was like the newsroom, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I got you a gift. He gives it to her. And then he apologizes. What did you think of this moment? Where like
it was
he apologizes
cute,
and says sorry.
But then he said sorry. But then I'm like, and then what? Like you guys are not together still.
Yeah. But I mean, what he says is.
But he says like the way I did it. The way I did it, I apologize for it.
Yeah.
And I love that. Yeah, it was cute.
And it's not even just that. It's like what she says too. She's like, it's never been your decision to like make, you know? And it's true. At the end of the day, this guy's like trying to protect her from this, and this. And she's like,
you can't tell me who I can go with and who I can't.
Yeah,
like, it's
that's
my choice.
And it's fucking true. And
what did you think about her reaction?
I thought it was so honest.
Yeah.
I think that like you would want the same thing from somebody else. Like, why are you telling me what to do because you want to protect me? Don't give me that fucking Aladdin.
Do you think
bullshit.
she's like heartbroken over it? Like, do you think she like wants him back?
I don't know. I feel
it didn't feel like that. Like it didn't feel like her pleading with him to be like, but maybe we can still work out.
Well, you know what it is too, and not to talk like real talk relationship situation, but you know, when you don't trust the partner that you're with to like come through it with you, then there is no trust there. She probably felt like he wasn't like believing in her. Do you know what I mean? Like,
well, yeah,
he was like, oh, this was like a lost cause
almost,
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But then again, she did a crazy ass serpent dance. So like,
yeah,
I would
that's
break
true.
up with her too.
That's
like,
true. We said that.
My girl is going cray cray. I need to like do something because she needs to like stop this. So anyway, I don't know. Like, I guess like she has valid points, but so does he.
Yeah.
But yeah, the approach was kind of wrong.
Yeah.
Because it had just happened. And she's like, I got you something too. She's like, but
she's like, here's a tree in a box.
He's like, thanks.
Like, damn, what did she get?
Right away I knew what it was. Yeah, right away I knew what it was. But then I was like, that is the most expensive gift ever.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it cuts to Archie and Veronica. So the ex couples get their moments. And she's like, wait a minute, I need to give you something. So she hands him a box. He opens it up and it's a watch.
So cute.
And it says like, nothing but love for my Archikins or something like that. Or no, it doesn't say love.
I'm mad about
my
Archikins or something. Yeah, it was cute.
And
he's like, I didn't get you anything though.
He's like, I didn't get you anything with that.
Why not? It's Christmas, you Dumbo.
And then like once again, he's like, sorry, I'm so distracted. My dad is so poor. Like he's like,
we have no money, Veronica.
Like
he's like, we're cutting trees to make ends meet.
And then she was like, I just want to hug you. And he's like,
no, it's good though.
Yeah, we're good. And so he leaves and she was like, what should I do? And then it cuts to the white worm.
I loved his reaction to that though.
What it like
I like that he was like very like stern and like stone cold and was like,
but also he did smirk a few times.
He did. And he still wanted to tell her.
Yeah.
Like the situation at home.
True.
So that was cute.
But also like he can't help himself, right? Because he's like, I'm poor to everybody. So help me, I'm poor. And so then it cuts to the white worm and Jughead's looking for FP because he's like being lurky. You're right. He was pretty annoying this episode.
I can't even listen to you talk about him.
So FP like comes through.
He's like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? They're like, Tony's like, we're wrapping gifts for like the poor kids. He's like, where's my dad? Where's my dad? Like nobody cares about you, Jughead, right now.
And then FP comes in and he's like, can you stop? Like,
stop following me. Go to school. I told you.
And then he was like,
and then he explains himself. So he's like, no, Dad, I had a half day. And then a half day I spent at Riverdale High. And then I came here after. Like, he like explains it. It's
so true.
I'm like, oh my God. I'm going to kill him.
And then he's like, I'm going to go on this mission with you. And then FP's like, no, you're not.
No.
Sweet corn, come with me. Sweet pea, come. And then so he's like, oh my God. So like,
I feel like they all need a dad. So like FP's like all of their dads.
FP's a dad. Yeah, it's like freaking Peter Pan. And then it cuts to Archie and he's like at the tree place and he's like cutting the tree and he gets a phone call from Betty and Betty's like, we gotta go to this house right now and feel sketched out. Like, so we gotta talk to Mr. Svensson. And then right in that moment, he's like, okay, cool. He like closes up shop and then Cheryl comes through.
So random again.
So random.
It was so weird. He was like answering and then like Cheryl was coming and I was like, oh, what's going to happen here?
Yeah. Yeah, like why did
It
we
led
have
to
to
nothing.
have? Why
You're
did
so
we have to
right.
have that scene?
Like I thought maybe he'd be like, take a tree for free. Like you don't have money either.
Yeah,
they didn't even have
they
that.
didn't have a moment to be like, we're both poor right now.
Yeah,
like,
it's so weird.
Writers,
he's like
come
Frank
on.
can help you with the tree. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Like
It
since
felt
when are you
so
not
weird.
helpful? Like you had to like run to
Yeah.
Betty right away. Like come on, just
At
help
least
your
if he
other
was like,
girl
take
out.
one tree and like I'll see you after. Like
Yeah, like literally the writers could have put like a little mini scene.
like just connect that.
To be like,
connect
we're
it.
both poor. I'm gonna
Take a
see
tree.
You,
I'm gonna
like,
see you after because I need your nana after anyways. So like cool.
create that like goodwill. No,
No.
like okay, whatever.
Unless it got cut out because of timing,
No,
but
that's
like
bullshit.
I don't know.
No, I don't think they wrote that in because she's like, okay, bye, and then
yeah, and
she,
then the
like,
guy
moves
just like
on.
talks to her.
Like,
I'm
give me
like,
the biggest tree ever. Like, ugh, so weird.
it was so random. Yeah.
Then it cuts to Betty and Archie going to the house, and there's like this random like creepy like nightmare shot where it's like a curved camera
Yeah.
as they're walking in. I'm like,
I was like, okay, guys,
goosebumps, calm
relax.
down.
Like AHS.
Yeah, and
So they go to the door. Nobody answers.
Nobody
So
answers.
he's like missing.
and or they knock and then it cuts to like right away. It cuts to Jughead. Like it was like this quick
The
like,
transition,
edit.
yeah.
And the parole officer is at the trailer looking for FP,
yeah.
but he doesn't have to be there apparently. He's just like he's gonna like go in like sleuth for
Yeah.
him. And Jughead's like, all right, come through. And then it cuts to the lodge residence.
Do you believe him as the parole officer?
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought so. Yeah,
You know why I'm saying that because I felt like it was a very random scene.
right.
Like, why are we wasting
a lot of
time
random
on parole
scenes.
officers right
Yeah,
now?
it's true.
Like, do you know what I mean, guys? Like, this is the mid-season finale.
Yeah.
Like, are we really gonna waste time with the parole officer coming to CFP right now?
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it
That's a good
feels
point.
weird.
It's a good point.
Unless he's not really like he's like a lurker.
Right.
Like maybe
Good
he works
point.
for Penny or something. I don't know.
If he was like a D-list actor, then I would be like, ooh, who is
Because
this?
he looked kind of rough too. Like he didn't look like a clean cut. Like
Yeah. Maybe he was. You're right.
yeah, maybe we'll see.
I hope so at this point,
'Cause,
considering
yeah.
like they just randomly put that scene in. So then it cuts to the lodge residence, and Hermione's like so excited about
They're
Christmas.
so lit. She's like, Daddy, what did you get me for Christmas? He's like, you have to wait and see. I don't know if you're naughty or nice.
He's Middle Eastern. So, she's like, is that a Spiffany's bag? Like,
She's like, I saw you bring something in. Like they were like
Yeah.
so lit. I'm like, can you
flirting
guys
with each other.
stop? Go to the bedroom. Like you guys need to do whatever you
like
have to do.
for once, we finally get a moment where
Like,
they're flirting with each
they're
other.
like playful.
They're
Yeah.
just, like, they're not behind some brooding ass fireplace. Like it's in the morning time.
Yeah.
Like they're actually excited
It was
about
cute.
Christmas. Like Hiram literally smiled.
And
like,
Veronica's like, yeah.
she's like, yeah.
She's like, we're so rich. It's disgusting.
that's basically what she says to her
Yeah.
parents.
She's like, ew, stop. We're talking about eggs.
Yeah, she's like, we don't need fancy eggs. Like, there's people dying in this city, in this town, like who can't even afford their healthcare bills. And her parents are like, since when did you become such a communist?
Yeah, like calm down.
And then Veronica's like, okay, real talk. It's because like Archie Andrews and like
you
know,
could
his
just
dad.
you could just feel like Hiram's eyes rolling like as she's saying this.
And then low
It's like,
key,
oh God.
do you think that Hermione was like, "Ooh, Fred's in trouble"?
For sure. So I want to talk about this scene because I almost feel like the way Hiram like got angry, like
Yeah.
he's like, no, Fred's da, 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 da. He's
Yeah.
like, he could take care of himself. Like,
Well, he gets pissed as soon as she's like, that's like he's such a good father. He stands up and
true.
he's like, I'm
He's like,
going
yeah,
to the
what are you trying to say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I really do feel like he has this kind of this
jealousy.
jealousy
There's a
towards
jealousy.
Fred, almost because like his daughter is falling in love with like Fred's son.
Yeah, yeah.
Essentially, like what Hermione did with Fred too. Like
Right.
Hermione fell in love with Fred.
For sure.
It's like, what is with these Andrews guys? You know, like,
absolutely. I
and it
definitely
bugs
feel-
him too. I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely bugs him. But do you also think it was unfair that Veronica was literally asking her parents for
Yeah, obviously.
$86,000?
Like over breakfast. Like chill.
She's like, all we need to do is pay
Just do like a
$86,000.
GoFundMe or something.
Like, come on, girl. Like, that's a bit of a price. Like, I know you guys are millionaires, but I wouldn't give my friends $86,000.
86,000 is like a lot.
Like, relax. I'm not that good friends. You guys literally just broke up last episode, so why do you need to like come through for him right now? So,
But definitely, I feel like Hermione for sure feels something.
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, he does get pissed off because like she pushes it, like Veronica pushes it, and then he's like, "I'm going to my study."
Yeah, he's like, I can't handle this.
I'm not going to deal with your bullshit right now. And then it cuts to Cheryl, and Cheryl went up and got that tree.
So cute.
And Penelope's like, "What have you done?"
No, she's like doing the tree with her Nana. Like it was such a cute moment. They were having such a good time.
Yeah,
like Nana's like
yeah.
not saying anything.
She's like comatose.
And then like the mom walks in. She's like, "You little wretched brat. I'm like, what? She is literally putting a tree up. What did she do?
But first of all, that tree was like kind of eerie. It was like
creepy.
blood
Yeah.
red.
Like, you know they're gonna do that.
Like, I know that they were probably going with like the cherry blossom.
Yeah, but
tree,
it did look kind of
whatever.
spooky. But
It was
yeah, it's
spooky,
just
spooky.
Riverdale.
But
But she's just so mean.
she's like, look how happy Nana is. Nana's like comatose. She's like,
She's like fading.
Yeah. She's like, I need to go to sleep. And basically Penelope's like freaking out. She's like, how are we gonna pay for this damn tree?
It's a tree. Relax.
Like,
it's like $10.
It's like $10 cheaper than the Secret Santa. So
like your coat is worth more than that. Like go
Exactly.
sell your stuff.
Exactly. Also, like, really quick pause now that I'm like thinking about it. How come Cheryl wasn't involved in the Secret Santa? Was she?
She was there. She was beside
Oh, she
Kevin.
was.
See, like they were all mute. Like they didn't have a line.
On mute.
Yeah.
So lame.
Yeah.
So anyway, so then she basically tells her mom, "Get creative, bitch." Like,
She's like, you know what you have to do now? Go to work.
yeah.
And the mom's like, oh no, error. She's like, I can't handle this.
She's like, I can't
9
work.
to 5. What?
She's like,
She's like, I'll get on my knees instead. Please, nothing. I mean, she did at the end.
wow. So
JLAG's face right now, he's like mind blown.
It's so true. She's like, I'd rather like do other
Yeah.
things than actually go to work. And so Cheryl dips, and then Nana is the savage of the family. Who would have known? Like,
What did she say?
She's like, you should have drowned them at birth.
Oh yeah, I was
I
like,
was like-
oh
I
Nana,
was like, we were rooting for you, girl.
like I had your back, Granny.
like legit, and be like tweeted out being like, wow.
I miss Nana.
Yeah, I miss Nana. And then suddenly out of nowhere, she's like so
She's like, you
savage.
should have killed them both.
I'm like, whoa.
Wow.
That's like some ruthless shit.
I think Nana just loved Polly.
I
I feel like she just wanted Polly as her own. They had a connection.
Maybe.
I feel like Polly too was another character that like was
Dipped.
literally like pushed out of the frame. Even for this one, could have been in it.
Yeah.
Like it's Christmas, come home.
I mean, she was.
I mean, she
for,
says,
like,
yeah,
a
in the dream.
So yeah, speaking of Polly, it cuts to the Cooper residence,
Yeah.
and Betty's like, "Mom, Dad," and Alice is baking cookies.
So cute.
And
Her
she's
cookies looked on point.
amazing.
Oh, did you see the icing on it? It was like perfect.
It was like so thick. And she's basically like, I'm making cookies because these are Polly's favorites.
Yeah, she's
In
like,
cl-
I still have a Christmas wish that like she's gonna
case
come
it's a
home. I'm
Christmas
like,
miracle.
oh my god, my heart. Yeah,
She
that
just
really
wants
made me like
she just wants her kid
sad.
back. Like,
I'm
it's
like,
so
Polly, you
sad.
bitch, come back. What are you doing on a farm?
Just text her. I know. Yeah. Anyway, so then she's like, "Oh, your Secret Santa came. I brought your present up. Like a little gift came
Yeah.
for you. It's upstairs now."
Yeah.
So then she was
Betty's
like,
like, huh?
Secret Santa? We already did that earlier. So she goes upstairs and it says like to Betty from Secret Santa. She opens it up and she's like, ah!
She like flings it. I'm like, oh god, what is it? Like
And
a bug?
It's a effing finger.
Yeah, it's a finger.
It's like even worse.
Severed finger.
Worse than a bug. It's a finger.
I mean,
it cuts a commercial, and then like it goes to like the next scene. Like Archie's there, and he's like, "Okay, what do we do? It's obviously Mr. Fenton's finger. What are we gonna do now?"
how did they know it was his finger?
Because I guess they assumed that it was his finger.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, they read the
There's a
letter.
note.
There's a
Yeah,
note. There's a
true,
note.
true.
So the note says, "Find the truth and reveal it to the town, and maybe like your man won't die." Like there's just like a long storyline. Like,
It's like,
figure
keeps
this out
going.
for us, and we can do this. And so they get a phone call from the Black Hood, and he's like, "This is your time." And like Mr. Svensson's on the phone for a second, and he's like, "Betty, help me."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "You have one chance to figure this out. Like find where the sin was committed,
Yeah.
and then like come." And then Archie's like, "Listen, you little bastard." Like he like gets really pissed off really quickly.
Yeah.
And then Mr. like the Black Hood like hangs up the phone, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, before he like went to the foster family,
He
didn't
was
he went to
the Sisters of
Quiet Mercy."
yeah.
So let's go
Let's
to
go
that
there.
first. And so they're like, run to
Yeah.
that. And then it cuts to Veronica, and she's becoming a super sleuth.
Yeah.
So there's Christmas music playing in the background, which was like kind of weird.
Yeah.
And she's like trying to open up all the like the doors, like the desk.
In
the
Hiram's
desk-
office.
Yeah, in Hiram's office in the study. And she like she figures out how to open one of them, and she sees like the Fabergé egg, and she's like, ooh.
She's like, mommy's gonna get it.
And she's like, I'm gonna sell this on eBay. And then underneath that, she sees like these papers. She's like, what's this? She opens it up, and it's obviously the deed from Bob's Diner.
Yeah.
Which we knew.
Yeah.
We knew
but
that.
now she knows
But
it.
now she knows that. And so she like sits there, and she's like lurking on the chair, and she was like, interesting. She's like, what's my next move? And then it cuts to FP and Jughead, and he's like, FP comes back from the mission, I guess, and Jughead's like sitting on the couch, and he's like, well,
he's like, how'd it go, Dad? What'd you do? Tell me all about it.
Tell me all about it.
God.
And FP's also like, okay, like what happened? Like why are my bags out? And he was like, oh well, the freaking guy parole officer came through, and he was curious about it too, but he didn't open them either. So then he opens them up, and he's like, see, he's
like, what's in it, Dad? Drugs?
And then he's like, they're presents.
Like, they're presents for your mom.
And then he was like, we were gonna go to Toledo to like visit your like fam.
They keep talking about Toledo, like just go
to Toledo,
just go already.
I'm down
like,
for a Toledo trip, like go. But he really gets pissed off at Jughead at this point in time. He like yells at him. He's like, why can't you, like, why are you so extra? I wrote down in my notes, FP is fucked, why can't he be a dad?
Wow. Why can't he be a dad for what? His son wants to do drugs with him.
No, his son wants him to get out of this like whole like
yeah, but
darkness.
He can't. Jughead just did all of this, created this problem, and now you expect FP to just walk out with him? Like, he can't.
He's so angry at him.
Yes, because he just effed both of them up.
But why can't he just be like, you know what, dude? I'll take care of it. Like,
dude, your mom gets mad at you if you don't mop the floors. Imagine if you like made her go into a drug like gang and like had to do all.
She's gonna hate you,
mad at you.
It's true.
It's like, you know, I get it, and also he was really annoying. Like, either you're gonna not cause me problems, or like just stay out of it when you do cause a problem. And he's just doing everything.
Right.
He's
trying.
just annoying.
But he's also just trying to help FP out.
You tried to help. You didn't numerous times. Now just step away. It's your time to be like, you know what? Maybe I just can't help right now.
But then his dad's just gonna keep going like deeper and deeper into like a hole of sadness. He just wants to help his papa.
No.
Papa, no. No, you don't feel it.
No, I don't feel it.
You're all for FP.
He was annoying me. I'm telling you, he was annoying me. That's it.
So savage.
Like, go to your girlfriend. Go write a story. Go like do something productive.
Be a kid.
Just yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. And then it cuts to Veronica, and she calls the hospital.
Yeah.
And she was like, I'm going to call to pay off this entire bill, this medical bill for Fred Andrews. And she's like, it's an American Excess card. And
black.
And did anybody else get the last few digits of that number? Because I was like, interesting.
What was
like,
it?
I don't know. I just wanted to like get the whole number. I was trying to make a joke.
So she pays for it. I'm like, oh, sick. I was like, an Easter egg in that.
A secret storyline. No, yeah. So she pays it off.
She pays it off.
And it's like a secret, anonymous, like angel, like whatever. And then it cuts to the Serpent Tweens. I want to call them the Serpent Tweens because it's like the
new gen.
The new gen Serpents.
The new gen Serpent.
And Jughead is like leading this whole situation. And he's like, we need to figure this out. My dad is in trouble. We need to get rid of that bitch.
And like Penny is leading the Serpents into like a weird direction.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want this. We just want to like wrap toys for kids. Like, and have a good time.
Low key, there was like a really cute one like that was sitting beside Sweet Corn, like Sweet Pea. I was like,
the one that's always been there.
I don't know, maybe
he's always been there.
I just like noticed him like this episode. I was like, oh hey, and so anyway, it was so weird. Like he was like, is anyone going to help me? And everybody stands up at the end. They're like, yes, we'll help you. Like no serpent stands alone. And like Tony's in the background with like her like pigtails, and she's like, yeah, me too.
I'm in.
Yeah.
She just follows Jughead the whole time.
And then whatever. So they're gonna have like their turn up moment. And then it cuts to the Sisters of Quiet Mercy and Jughead. No, not Jughead. Wow. Look at me like automatically going to Jughead and Betty. It's not Jughead and Betty. It's Archie and Betty. And
that's cute.
They're like investigating. And basically they like learn from like the main sister that Joseph Conway was a troubled young man and there was like no saving him. And then they say like he identified the man that was responsible for killing him, but then like after the fact he was like, I might have like pointed out the wrong person by accident. So they're like, oh shit, that's why like the Black Hood is like going after him, because he like chose the wrong person. And they're trying to figure out like who killed them. She's like, they only visited one time. I don't remember like what they look like or what their names were, but there was one girl with them, a woman with them. And she was
like, who is it? Like, what was her name? She's like, I don't have a name, but she has white hair and a red streak in her hair.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder who that could be. like your freaking town is like 800 people. Yeah. Like, relax. Like, you know who it is.
Yeah, exactly. So it's Nana Blossom. And so they're like, okay, we need to go visit her. And then it cuts to Jughead. And he is visiting Penny because FP went to go do this like drug deal,
like a pre-drug deal before he was going to meet Penny.
So then Jughead like gets ahead of him and meets her at this.
Scary.
Ookie spooky.
He looks scary in this.
So then she was like, "Why do you have a crowbar?" And he's like, "I thought I was gonna have to pry the door open." And I was like, "Or beat your head over."
Yeah.
Like kill her.
Yeah.
Because that's what I thought that he had said. He was like, "We're gonna get rid of Penny."
I
thought they were gonna murk him.
I thought they killed her.
I don't think so.
Oh. Can't even do that.
Wow. So savage and he's so upset about the situation. So already I'm like, this is not a good idea. Like Jughead goes in and then he was like, we're not leaving, and then it shows all the serpents with their masks.
The new gen. Yeah.
The new gen, and they're like
it was like AHS calls.
Yeah, basically. Like So they kidnap her, and she was like, this is not a good idea. You shouldn't be doing this, guys. And then they like cover up. Next shot is the lodge residence, and Hermione and Hiram roll in, and they're like, so
she's like writing something, and they're like, oh,
so we got like
you went shopping,
and for a tune of $86,000. What the hell was that? And she was like, well, I figured that we could afford it since we can afford buying an entire diner. And I was like, true. That's like a pretty good like throwback. And then it was like this whole like moment with them. Like, what did you think of that whole like drama?
No, it was good. And I think it gave her leverage to be like, you guys bought this, so now buy like Fred Daddy his medical thing.
But then on top of that, it kind of escalates even further where she's basically like, what is this whole business situation?
Yeah, because Hiram's like, oh, you want to do that now? You want to play like that? Yeah. And like go lurk into my desk? Then you're gonna know everything.
Yeah.
We're gonna tell you everything. And Hermione's like, yeah, she needs to know everything. But what is everything?
And then she was like, it's time for Daddy's little girl is over. Like, the time for Daddy's little girl is over. Now we have to be like all in lockstep. And
I was like, what is happening right now? Like, do you guys have some talk? Yeah.
Like, what the hell's happening? So then Hiram's like, okay, true. Like, it's time for you to like be a part of this. Follow me to the study. So they all like go to the study together. And I'm like, this is their family moment. Like, is this their family moment?
Merry Christmas.
Like, let's all
to know the family secrets.
Let's all do evil things together. And then it cuts to Penny again. And she's in the middle of like nothingness. And Jughead's like, you're in Greendale right now, as an FYI. Yeah. And Penny's like, you can't touch me. You can't do anything. He's like, you better never come back to Riverdale or Southside because like you're not welcome there anymore. That's our shit. And then she was like, well, you can't do that because I'm also a serpent. And she like holds out her hand. Like, she has a tattoo. Kill me. She's like, that's like rule number 1. You can't go after another serpent. Yeah. And so it gets like super disgustingly savage. Yeah. Like Jughead's like,
oh yeah? Okay.
He's like that tattoo doesn't make you a serpent. And he like grabs his knife and like holds her. He's like, hold her hand out.
Cuts her arm or whatever. I mean, we don't see it. Yeah.
But I was like, holy shit. I was like, that's
I kind of liked it though. Like I kind of felt like it had to get to this level.
So now you like Jughead, huh?
Yeah. Now I like, because he's actually doing something now like drastic.
But the thing that I was thinking too was like, if it was that easy, then obviously FP would have done that. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, FP doesn't want to kill anyone though, or like.
But like, why not? At this point, he basically killed Jason Blossom last season. So like, what's the difference? Anyway, so he like cuts the tattoo off, I guess, and then like it cuts to the next scene, and it's Cheryl's place, and Betty and Archie like are knocking on the door, and she was like, "Oh, you're here to see Nana?
Not me?
Not me." Cool.
I thought I had friends.
Let me go call her. So she calls her. And she's still sitting, but she's
just there, like she's not moving. She's
been at this tree this whole time. And so they visit Nana, and they like want to talk to her. They're like, okay, so this moment that you had like way back in time, when you murdered people, can you like recall that memory for me? Yeah. And Nana's like,
she's like, they didn't let me go there that night.
She's like, no, girls,
it was a boys' club.
Yeah. So then they're like,
was her eye always like?
It was like gray on one side.
Yeah,
I think
was.
It's
right?
like that's the idea. She's like creepy, and
she's creepy.
She's like got cataracts, and they're like, yeah. She was like, what do they do to the body? Like, where do they hang him? So she assumed that they hung the Black Hood, but she was like, no, he got a proper burial. He was buried alive. And she was like standing under the devil's hand. Like that's where they buried him. And then she was like, I'm tired now.
I love how like they don't ask like who are the other people.
Yeah.
Like how about that,
like,
guys? Like how about ask that question, not like where did you get buried?
You like literally just ask.
Just say who are the other people.
She's waist 2 at this point. Yeah. Like ask who else can help you out. But she does say right before she goes to sleep, she's like, you should just ask your grandpa because he was there. Yeah. And then like it was like twist. Like Betty's like, oh shit, my grandpa was a part of this whole situation.
Yeah. Which we sort of guessed last week too, because when we were talking about the picture and all the men that were sort of in that group,
in the picture,
we were like, this must be like their grandfathers or like their fathers or whatever. You know?
So then they get into the car.
And the car's still like on the driveway, like at Cheryl's.
Yeah. And Betty's glitching out at this point in time, and
she's like freaking out. Yeah,
she's like, "What the hell?"
She's like, "My grandpa, no, like my dad."
But like, it's true. She's like, maybe that's why he ended up picking me. And I was like, "Oh, true." And they're having a moment in the car. And
Archie's like, "Don't worry,
he's like, don't worry about it.
Like, you're good."
He's like, "I need like you to be strong. I need like Betty Cooper to like be here."
Yeah, he's like, "I need you" or something.
You know, he says, "I need Betty Cooper."
I need Betty Cooper.
And then she was like, "Ugh."
Well, they both did.
Oh, true. Did they both?
I think they both went in for sure. It was not. Was it her?
I think she reached
over. They were really close though.
She was in the driver's seat and she was like, she like, I think she.
I don't know. I want to watch that again.
Because also, I mean, he kissed her back. He wasn't like he was like,
yeah, he wasn't like, what are you doing? Yeah.
But he did. He was like, Betty, and then she was like, we gotta go.
Pause. But what did you think of that?
I thought it was kind of cute. I loved it.
I kind of liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
I low-key loved it. I know there's a lot.
I mean, I'll be high-key about it. I liked it.
I know that there's a lot of Barchi haters out there, but this is the very first moment that we see them even locking lips, guys.
Totally, yeah, like their first kiss ever.
I loved it.
And like honestly, guys, you have to remember, like Barchi fans, Varchi, Bughead, whatever. Like the greatest love stories are the ones that like kind of
slow.
They're slow and they're conflicted and there's like drama and there's like the times where they're apart and then they get back together. Like all those things need to happen to make like it a stronger like
and in a more
relationship,
amazing,
whatever, or like more dramatic like reveal at the end. So for them to have this moment now, it's like it means a lot. Like it means a lot for sure.
I got excited. I was pretty excited about it.
But I do want to watch it back because I don't want her to be the only one that like goes for it. Like I want him to like go for it too.
I do think that it was a bit of both, but I think she probably instigated it because it was like a very like passionate moment. Yeah. Where he was like, I need Betty Cooper. Like if someone was like, I need you, NB.
For
like,
sure.
Obviously you're gonna be like obviously like, you don't want to do that shit.
So they kiss.
They kiss.
Then they kind of like
they drive off.
Yeah.
And then the camera pans up. It's like, what? And of course,
so she saw it.
Cheryl's been lurking this whole time.
She saw the kiss.
Candy cane, like her dinner.
Damn. She's eating her dinner.
The candy cane.
So she saw the kiss.
Yeah.
Like that's the idea of that.
I guess, but I'm like really from like the top of her like place.
Well, I think because they were like she wasn't really at the top. Like let's not get into the details, but if she was here, they were like here. Do you know what I mean? Because then she drove after.
No, I feel like she was literally directly on top of the car.
Whatever, guys. Whatever. She saw the kiss. Shit's gonna happen for sure.
For sure. So then it cuts to the lodge residence, and then it cuts to like Hiram being like, and that's the family secret.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, did I miss a scene?
We missed all of it. And
so we don't find out what it was.
And Veronica's like, I am in. I guess
she's like, I'm so down, guys. Like, I don't even have a choice, but I'm down.
Yeah. But did you see that like Veronica wasn't really interested in it? It's almost like she was giving up a part of herself to like help people. I don't know. It seemed like she wasn't like in it. she was like, I'm in, but then she like at the very end there's like a shot of her being like, oh shit, what did I just
that you're right. That last frame, I was like, why does she look constipated? Like, why does she like?
Because like,
you're right. She was
like, her parents are like, ha ha ha, like we don't do anything illegal. It's plausible deniability, guys. Like, and then she strikes a deal with her parents, basically, right? She's like, we're not gonna do anything illegal. We're gonna do this, and also like Fred Andrews' like bill, it stands. So striking a deal with your parents, it's always like, okay, what am I getting?
It's good because your parents are normal, but like when they're like billionaire, like scam artists, it could be.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And she does take a sip of something. I'm like, damn, she's already drinking whiskey.
Yeah, like he gave her like, he's like, here's some rum to like soothe your problems. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we can't really like say anything until we know what the hell they told her in that room, right?
That's true. So that's true. Anyway, we cut to FP and Jughead, and Jughead's like, "Don't worry, y'all. I got rid of Penny. Penny's like been taken care of." And FP's like, "What did you do that for? Like, she's not that easy to get rid of." And he does have a heart to heart with him, with him, with her and him. And Jughead's basically like, don't push this part of me away. Like, I'm proud to be a serpent. I'm proud to be this. I want to do this with you.
It was cute.
And that was the moment that I was like waiting for. And I know that you were calling me a little bitch baby the entire time, but like, I think that's what he was trying to tell his dad this whole time.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah, like I'm still here too.
And at the very end,
you just killed
like,
someone.
Yeah, and FP, or didn't. Like, I don't think she got killed. Otherwise, like, why would she?
Well, she's gonna come back. Obviously, she knows how to get back from Greendale.
What
kind of dumbass storyline is that?
Like, like down one street.
Yeah.
So anyway, whatever.
Like, she's the one who told you to go to Greendale.
Yeah. So
she has like connects in Greendale. Like, she's good.
True. So then, she's probably gonna be in like Sabrina at this point. Then it cuts to Betty and Archie, and they figure out like where they need to go from the pictures.
They see the picture. They go back to like the Cooper
residence,
and cute moment by the fire. I'm surprised they didn't have another kiss, but she sees the photo, and then she's like, "Oh, Archie's like, this is at like Hancock Park or whatever. I don't know what park he said, Hitchcock, whatever." And
they're like, "We'll call the sheriff on the way."
Yeah.
So they do that, and they get to the tree, and Betty and Archie like see this like
it's like soil, like lifted.
It's lifted soil, so it's like, and they see it's like
something.
Here lies like Joseph Conway or whatever. And so they start digging. They're digging, and then they open it up, and it's empty. And then it's like click, click. It's like the Black Hood is behind them, and he's like, "Get in the coffin, you."
So I thought it was Sheriff Keller.
Right away.
Right there, because I was like, "Oh my god, they called him too." Yeah. So that he knows that they're already there. Known. So then like he's there now.
Right. So. But yeah, so then Archie has to get into the
he forces Archie to get in, and then like Betty has to close it and like start shoveling
and bury Archie. And so she's like talking in the moment. She was like, "Listen, Linda, I need to like
I'll help you. I'll come through. Don't worry. Like I got you."
Yeah.
And then like you hear like the cop sirens like in the back.
And then he gets distracted for that moment, and then she like whacks him over the head with the shovel, and then she like. He's not even under like less than a foot of like soil.
Like chill, he's okay. Yeah, I know. I'm like, go for him, not Archie.
Anyway, whatever. I guess in the moment you can't really like to judge somebody
because she loves him.
So then she goes in for Archie, and then Archie obviously he was thinking forward.
He's like,
where
did he go?
And she was like, true, I don't know where he is anymore. He like ran away.
Yeah.
And so he grabs the gun that
as they're running off,
left behind, and he's like they're running after him like across this like major ass bridge. And it was actually really cinematic.
Yeah,
it was. Like,
I liked it.
Aerial shots and stuff. And so they cut to it, and he's basically like, this ends tonight. Like he gets him over a bridge, I guess, and the Black Hood's about to jump over the bridge.
This ends tonight. This is our mid-season finale, okay? This ends tonight.
Like it does end tonight. So he's
about to jump off the bridge, like the Black Hood, because he's like, I have nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
And Archie's like, I'm gonna shoot you if you try to jump.
Yeah. He's like, I'm gonna kill you either way, so just like fucking stop this. So right before it was a really cool shot.
Cool.
So you're hearing the sirens kind of like in the very distant background,
but Archie's like pointing the gun.
Shoot you. And then like you can kind of see like he's like not sure what to do, like the Black Hood's like about to jump, not about to jump, and then he was like, boom. And then it wasn't him though. He was like, "Oh, I didn't shoot anybody."
So it was Sheriff Keller.
It was Sheriff Keller, like in the corner.
So what did you think of that little part? Did you want Archie to shoot him?
Okay, so I was thinking about this too, and I was like, they don't want him to shoot anybody because that makes you like a bad person. When you shoot someone, you're killing someone, you're using a gun.
Right.
They want to keep Archie pure. So a part of me was like, I'm glad that they didn't make him do that, even though he probably would have regretted it like instantly. He probably would have been like, oh shit, I totally fucked up. But I do like the fact that they like took that power out of his hands, out of a fucking kid's hands. To take justice into his own hands.
I think initially, like, I was kind of cheesed because I was like, oh, I wanted him to be the one to shoot and end all of this. Just be the one that like that does it.
That's fair.
But then when I really thought about it, I was like, you know what? He's already been through this.
Right.
He's had to deal with his dad being shot. Like he's already had his half a season of traumatic like events. He doesn't need to have this other like thing of like shooting a guy. So when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, that's like I'm okay with that.
True. And so Daddy Keller does come through.
He comes through, and so it wasn't him in the Black Hood.
No, but he checks him and he's like, kill shot. He fucking kills him.
He killed him.
What, you shoot him in like the head? Like, damn, Julie, you couldn't shoot him in the leg.
That's what I'm saying,
whatever.
like in the hip or something.
And that is why I feel something sketchy about this whole situation. That moment alone.
You're right.
That moment alone was like,
because like you could have shot him like
easily
in the leg. Yeah, for sure.
Police officer. You could have easily done it. So anyway, we'll talk about that at the very end. So essentially, that's over, and then they're like, "Who is it?" They pull it off, and it's none other than Mr. Svensson, aka Joseph Conway,
and he's like missing a finger.
So
he cut off his own finger.
And then it cuts to Pop's diner, and it's like these really quick pan shots that I noticed like right away. Sheriff and Hal, where have you been this whole time?
They're talking.
Yeah. But they're also talking with Fred. So I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? And then it cuts to the kids, the quad, and Archie's like, you were right, Veronica, this whole time. We could have stopped it from the get-go, but I just like didn't see it in his eyes. And I was like, true, you didn't see it in his eyes. So like, who was it?
Yeah, that wasn't him.
Another reason why I was like,
it's not him.
It's not him.
And even Veronica's like, don't worry, like it's okay.
Yeah,
don't focus on the eyes.
Yeah, she was like, you didn't see him in the eyes, but like, who cares? Like, he was lurking everywhere. He knew like what was this. Like, he must have known like that.
So they're basically like justifying it to themselves, and they're like, and I'm like, this sounds too perfect.
Yeah, like his motive was so garbage to me.
It was so garbage.
It didn't make any. It was so convoluted. Like he was like, oh, because he did it, he wanted to like avenge himself, but also like balance the scales because he was guilty.
Like I don't even know what you're saying right now. Yeah, it was I can't even like when
Betty was saying, she was like, I don't know. She
doesn't matter. We got him anyways. It's a mid-season finale.
Yeah,
it's okay.
That's exactly. Honestly, it felt like so like random.
So, yeah, like they had to end it because they had to end it.
If this was my alternate version, if it turned out that like he was the kid, as a kid, Joseph killed his entire family, went cray killed his entire family, became this like insane child, like a serial murderer,
like that would make more sense.
I'd be like, that's a story.
But this poor kid saw his whole family being murdered, and now he's doing the same thing.
And then he accidentally pointed out the wrong person, so now he's trying to balance. No,
like
what? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, whatever. I wasn't okay with that whole storyline at all because I thought it didn't make any sense at all. Anyway, it does cut to Jughead, and he's like, I'm basically speechless though. Like, I don't know what to say about the situation. And then it cuts to the next morning. It's Christmas. Everybody's happy. People are singing outside of Pop's diner. Like it's just Kevin and Josie like singing some Christmas song. And
these poor guys. Like I can't. I feel so bad for them.
Like so extra. Like literally so extra. And then it cuts to like everybody getting their presents. And Veronica gets a locket.
Ooh.
From
Archie.
From Jughead. From Archie. Jughead gets a typewriter from Betty. Betty gets that book, Beloved, by Toni Morrison, which he was like,
so
thanks
cute.
for doing
his note was so cute. I was like, but you still love her.
And Archie just is like, thanks for nothing, guys. He didn't get anything from. Well, he gets the watch.
He got the watch. Or like a Rolex.
True. That's a very good point. And then Cheryl gets a surprise too. Okay, because it's Christmas time. She's like, Merry Christmas, Mom.
She's like, Mommy, is it time to open the presents?
And then she was like, she picks up like,
Mommy already got her present.
And then, oh my god, it's so bad. So she's like, Santa, and then it's like her mom with her like disheveled makeup around her lips,
and they're like on the couch. Like, bro, your house is huge. Like, go to your room.
And it's like some next weird man. I'm like,
who was that? He looked so
like
creepy.
The accountant or something.
So she's like totally hooking up with some random guy on the couch.
She's hooking herself out to like make that money back.
True.
I don't know what it is, but basically Cheryl's like scarred for life again.
Sure, yeah.
Like now that she hasn't been scarred for life so many other times.
I feel so bad for her.
So then that was a really funny moment. And then it cuts to Veronica. So Veronica goes to visit Archie at his place, and then he like comes outside, and she was like, "Look, it's mistletoe. You're gonna have to kiss me." Then they have their moment. They have their kiss moment.
Cute.
And then she apologizes, and then she was like, "You're so pure.
You're so good.
Amazing. I want that in my life. I need that in my life. And all I'm trying to say to you is,
I love you,
Archie Andrews." And then
he was like, so happy.
And then like the snow comes down, and then we get somebody taking a random picture.
So what did you think about that moment? Just quick time, like when she said it, was he like all happy? Was he all good?
I thought he looked really happy. I think he was like really happy about it, but also like now he's like, oh great, now I made out with like your best friend. So it's like now he's in the situation.
Yeah.
Oh Archie.
Yeah, and who was taking that photo of them? That was
Probably
so
Cheryl.
weird. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
I thought it was Cheryl, but also I was like, okay, but like, why are you being so extra if that's the situation? You brought like a DSLR camera, like it wasn't just like a regular.
And like she just saw her mom like getting like thing on the couch, so like
I don't know, or maybe it was the Black Hood.
Who knows?
Because he's not dead, maybe. And then it cuts to like Jughead's like thing, like his like narration. He was like, Betty like has the best Christmas ever, everything wrapped up in a bow, and then it shows her like throwing out all like
her papers from like the
Black Hood evidence box, and then he's like, a truth whispered to her that it isn't over, and
what was that?
What?
Like,
and she's about to throw like the hood in the fire, but like it didn't catch fire first of all, and then she like pulled it out and she was like, interesting, and then it ends.
Like it's not over.
What does it mean?
It's not over, I guess.
But what does that mean?
I thought she was gonna wear it.
Yeah. First I was
the Black Hood.
First like, oh, she's Dark Betty. Like she's turning into Dark Betty. She's gonna become a serial murderer. But they're not gonna do that, obviously.
No. I mean, like I think, and I would hope that was their sign of like this isn't done yet because your story was shit. Like I'm sorry, guys. Like your story didn't make sense. That was
caca. And that's the end of the episode. So we have a lot to get into. So let's just get into it.
Recap roundups.
MVP. So who's your MVP of the episode?
My MVP goes to, and guys, honestly, don't kill me right now. Like, don't. But my MVP goes to Archie and Betty together because I feel like they definitely, they did it this episode. Like they
question mark.
They did it.
They did it.
They solved it. Whatever it was. Yeah. We don't even like understand.
Or did they?
They didn't. We'll no, they didn't.
They didn't. My MVP is Veronica. She came through for her ex-man's dad and gave him $86,000. I think that's already like a win in itself. She learned about her family business. She's drinking whiskey now. Like she's turning
I have a question for you. When Archie finds out that Veronica paid for that bill, do you think he's gonna be pissed?
No, I don't.
You don't think he's gonna care?
I don't think so. He's gonna be like, nice. Like I have a rich ass girlfriend.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Do you think?
I don't know, but I almost feel like that might be a little bit like, what were you doing? Like, why would you buy his like
side storyline?
Yeah.
Because like she's just trying to be helpful.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, she's my MVP.
My LVP obviously was the Jughead.
Obvious.
Because obviously you listen to the entire podcast, you know why.
Wasn't a fan. Mine was Nana Blossom because I feel like she didn't do. She was literally.
She did.
She's like, hey guys, I'm sleepy.
Dropped bombs and then she was like, I gotta go to sleep.
She wanted to drown. Anyway, yeah, I thought she was like kind of wasted.
I also didn't like how they brought her back for like one episode, like where they needed her. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like again, it felt like a very setup. Yeah,
it's true.
Like I hate when they do that.
Best moment.
My best moment was.
Wow,
don't look at me because like I feel like everyone's gonna kill me. My best moment was the Barchi kiss.
Yeah,
I think it was definitely like a lot of feels in that moment.
I loved it too.
It was cute.
I loved it too. So you guys can both come for
us. But I think it was, and I think it was like it needed it. Yeah. Like in this episode, if that didn't happen, I would have honestly been like, what happened in this episode though? Like
it's true. And it was a spur of the moment kind of thing. It wasn't like intentional. It was just like we're feeling feelings right now. Let's just like do this. So it was like a very like, it was a good moment. I liked it too. My best moment goes to the standoff because I thought it was really cool with
so
the black
good.
hood. Like the whole sequence was really cool, but that sequence between him Archie holding the gun at the bridge, I was like, ooh, this is so intense. So that was my best moment.
WTF moment. My WTF moment was somebody taking pictures of Archie kissing at the end.
So
I was just like,
weird.
huh? I'm like, what the hell is that? Yeah.
I don't know, and I feel like it's just gonna lead into like the next episode or the second half of the season, but I was like, yeah, that's really weird. It's like spies.com. And my WTF moment is the reveal of the Black Hood. The Black Hood is who? Mr. Svensson?
No, I don't buy it.
I don't like.
There's
I don't
something
believe
fishy
it.
there.
I really think that there's something else there.
So here's the thing: there's something fishy there. At the same time, I don't know if I'm down for this story to keep
continue.
going on.
Yeah,
like
I
that's
agree.
another thing. It's I'm done with this Black Hood.
A large part of me is like, if we did miss something, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I don't care at this point. Like, can we just close this story off though?
I almost feel like it's gonna be it. Like whatever happened last night was almost like a cover up.
Yeah.
From the people that were actually the Black Hood, and I feel like for a while it's gonna be like we're not gonna hear about it,
right?
And then maybe at the season finale they'll be like, oh, something came out again.
So
I don't know, because I don't want to talk about it anymore.
So like
I'm
I said,
I
think the big thing for me was the fact that Sheriff Keller did a kill shot.
Yes,
and like silenced him fully.
Yeah.
And I'm like
he's
okay,
out of the picture.
He's out of the
good,
picture.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, there's something that they're either covering up, but also I was like, why couldn't Joseph Conway be like,
that's the thing, he could have just said it, like I'm being set up or something. Yeah, it was stupid.
So I don't know. Anyway, whatever.
The best line.
My best line was Archie being like, I need Betty Cooper.
It's all Archie for you. Okay?
I need Betty Cooper because I think it was just so it's so
moment.
him,
It's
you know, and especially starting off when he gives her that little story that they had when they were kids. Like it's just who they are. Like
and mine is Jughead at the very end saying, the truth is I actually have nothing to say. And I was like, Jughead is writing books and he's like doing the voiceover, and for the first time ever he has nothing to add to the storyline.
But why though?
I just feel like it's fishy to me. I'm like, all of this seems fishy. The close-up of the Black Hood, and I feel like if he investigated even further, he would have been like, but wait a minute, what about this? Or what about this? He just had nothing to say. He was like speechless. He just gave up. He was like, I just want Christmas. I think they all wanted Christmas at this point in time.
Yeah, so do we.
And that's why I feel like we just wanted to like close off this story.
Yeah.
Which I don't think it's done though. So that's our recap roundup, but we have a few announcements, y'all. The first is I tweeted out just this morning, and I wanted to get your guys' opinion on a few questions. The first question that I asked was, what did you guys think of the new sleuthing couple, Archie Andrews and Betty Cooper? And 63% of you won the vote and said, meh, Jughead is better.
Wow, guys, this is gonna be hard to like sway you guys.
25% did say they make a great team, and someone said that Veronica is better, and Solo Betty 0%. Nobody said that she's better by herself. The second question that I asked you guys was, what did you guys think of the Black Hood reveal? And 100% of you guys said, nope, something is fishy,
For
y'all.
sure.
So I'm glad that we're all in agreement that there's something going on other than just like this
something
being
more
finished.
For sure.
There's something bigger and
but
more.
at the same time, maybe the next poll can be like, are you guys done with this storyline? Because I am.
Because we're done here. And finally, we have some. Thanks for listening all the way to the end, guys. We are going to announce the winner. Of the Pop Socket moment.
I love my Pop Sockets.
So we only had a few entries.
Yeah.
This time
Hopefully
around.
next time we'll get a couple more people.
Yeah. So it was kind of hard for us to pull an answer, but we did pull an answer.
What was the question?
The question was, in chapter 20, what was in the box that Jughead was sending over to Riverdale?
Yeah.
Or no, Greendale.
Yeah.
And so we had 2 entries that came through, and Jane Smith, I hope you're listening, she says, I would say Jingle Jangle, but the crate was pretty heavy. How about stolen electronics? So that was her answer. And we had another one who said, Skeptic said, Sheriff Daddy. I guess that was the Sheriff Keller episode. And they said, and I think the mystery box contains old red circle shirts that Veronica designed, which I laughed about. I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
And the winner we pulled out of a hat because we were like, there are two, and we're like, you know what?
Too many.
we're just gonna do it half and half. And the winner is none other than the red circle. Skeptic, you win a
pop
socket from us. So we will reach out to you. Congratulations, and we will get all that information for you and get that sent to you on your way. So you'll have a pop socket, and we'll get you to tweet that out too.
Yes, Queenies.
And we're gonna try to do this again. We want more answers, guys.
Yeah.
So
pay attention.
You guys definitely have to like come through for the next one, please. So that's it. I'm not sure how you guys found us, but did you know that Recap Rewind is now on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Facebook. So make sure you stay connected and join the conversation. Like, subscribe, follow, review, and comment to stay engaged with Recap Rewind. Hello. And thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.